This is the Populous Hotel. It's one of the most unique hotels you will probably ever see for its distinct design and will undoubtedly stand out in the Denver area. The headline-grabbing feature here is that it serves as the first ever carbon-positive hotel in the US, and it supposedly has a plan to deliver on that promise, which I'll cover in this video. It also employed a very practical method of construction in amongst difficult working conditions. Today we're looking at one of the most intriguing hotels in the country, known as Populous. This is an aspen tree. What does it have to do with the hotel? Well, allow me to explain. Jeanne Gang, the founder and leader of Jeanne Gang, an architecture and urban design practice based out of Chicago, took a hiking trip to Colorado, where she began to notice certain patterns in the aspen trees that surrounded her. And when Urban Villages, a Denver real estate developer, approached Jeanne Gang for a design of the building, well, this was the result. As mentioned, the unique window shapes are inspired by the growth process of aspen trees, a key symbol of Colorado. As aspens grow, they shed their lower branches, leaving dark eye-shaped marks on their trunks. These patterns create the design of the windows, which are detailed to perform efficiently in Denver's climate. Each window's lid extends outward to provide shade and to channel rainwater off of the facade. Each vertical scallop matches the width of a guest room, with distinctive windows varying in size and shape to reflect the building's public and private spaces. At the base, the windows reach 30 feet in height, framing entrances and views into the lobby, restaurant, and amenities. In the hotel rooms above, guests will have immersive views of the nearby state capitol, Civic Center Park, and the mountains through the occupiable windows that can transform into seating. Even the name of the hotel can be directly traced back to aspen trees. In Latin, the quaking aspen is known as Populus tremuloides. The hotel is made up of 265 guest rooms spanning over 13 floors at around 159 feet tall. It will be a total of just about 135,000 square feet. Additionally, it will have a restaurant on the first floor and several other amenities, with the most exciting being the signature rooftop bar and restaurant offering unobstructed views of the surrounding area. The design of Populous promotes density downtown by fully utilizing its compact triangular footprint. The concrete structure minimizes cement use by incorporating fly ash, which we've talked about in previous videos. One of the more noteworthy topics of the design, however, is that it does not have an attached parking structure. In fact, there's no parking offered at all. While the developers and design firm claim this will encourage greener transportation options, I can imagine how much of an issue this could possibly become, considering this is a hotel. Most likely what will happen is more people will be forced to park in the surrounding areas, which unfortunately leads to additional congestion. Interestingly, there are plans for a green roof at the top of the hotel, and while no one is exactly sure how this will work, there have been several mentions of planted vegetation that will provide habitats for local wildlife and insects. Not sure insects on the roof are a great idea, but I'm no designer. Also on the roof, according to this diagram, will be some solar panels that will power a minimal portion of the hotel's demand. The project area lies on a 10,000 square foot parcel that's bound by three very busy Denver streets, being 14th Street, Court Place, and Colfax Avenue. And notably, it sits only a few short blocks away from the Colorado state capitol. The building takes up 95% of the triangle, making maneuverability limited. All of these factors made construction quite difficult. Because it's located across the street from both the Webb building and the Denver City and County building, the site received quite a bit of attention. Previous to this project, the area was considered by most to be underutilized, not because of its function as it was a childcare center, but because it didn't fit the density of the surrounding area. Construction began in early 2022, marked by the demolition of the existing building and the excavation of the site to create a stable base. Following this, the concrete was poured for the foundation. Next came the steel and concrete structure, which built up the 13-story hotel. Originally, the plan was to use cross-laminated timber instead of concrete and steel, but several factors killed this idea. Although I have to admit that a building that was designed to look relatively like a tree would be much more fitting to have major components made of timber. The steel and concrete work officially topped out in August of 2023, marked by a ceremony which saw the final beam lifted into place. During this same time, the buildup of the weatherproof wall had commenced, which was very important for the scheduling of the rest of construction. Because this protective layer was installed, all of the interior work could commence while the exterior could take their time with the paneling. The panels, known as glass fiber reinforced concrete or GFRC, were the perfect fit for the project. First off, the panels are stronger and more durable than traditional concrete on top of being significantly lighter. And outside of these benefits, the GFRC panels offer more benefits such as design flexibility, weather resistance, all while incorporating recycled material. Pretty much a no-brainer for this project, as a Salt Lake City-based company produced the 365 panels and transported them to Denver. Thanks to Ryan Dravitz from DenverInfill.com, we're able to get a sneak peek to see what the construction progress looks like as of May 2024. A vast majority of the panels have been installed, with plenty of work still to be finished up on the inside of the hotel. This article also provided some of the views off the rooftop deck, and as you probably imagine, they are pretty stunning. Construction is expected to be completed within the coming months, and according to the website, the hotel will be opening to guests in mid-October. When considering all factors, buildings currently account for around 45% of all global greenhouse gas emissions. And as the concept of carbon-neutral projects have begun to sprout up all over the world, many people view it as not enough. Hence the reason for this carbon-positive project. A carbon-positive building is a structure that actively eliminates its carbon footprint. It's designed and constructed to remove more carbon from the atmosphere than it adds to it. Urban Villages said it's offsetting the carbon emitted during the creation, transportation, installation, maintenance, and end-of-life disposal. This offset is completed by planting over 70,000 trees in Gunnison County, encompassing around 5,000 acres. They partnered with One Tree Planted as well as the U.S. Forest Service to reintroduce Engelmann spruce, a tree species that was diminished by beetle kill. The trees, which have already been procured, are to be planted over the next few months. On the construction side, using recycled materials and prefabricated panels helped reduce total emissions. This included utilizing an innovative low-carbon concrete mix, which emits 30% less CO2 emissions than creating standard concrete, while active energy management will help achieve that goal through the hotel's operation. And while the price of the project has never been public and probably will remain unknown, what we do know is that the nightly rate will start at around $339. No surprise that it's this expensive though, considering this is a brand new high-end hotel. Populous will most likely stand out in Denver as a hotel of the future and a bright spot in a city known for attracting tourism. While this hotel's expectations may be a bit far-reaching, and it remains to be seen whether it will actually deliver on its promise of carbon positivity, it's a necessary step in the future of commercial infrastructure in the country and across the globe. I also want to say thank you to Joby Lewis and the Force and Drone Company for all of these beautiful shots you've seen in the video. They're a professional drone operating company providing the following services, and you should check out their website if you need any drone services in the extended Denver area. This building's design specifically caught my eye, and there wasn't too much information online about it, so I decided to make a video covering it. If there are any other infrastructure projects in the future that you want to see me cover, please leave suggestions below. If you're from Denver and watching this, then you should stick around, as I'll be making a video covering One River North in the near future. And if you're interested, please consider checking out some of my other mini documentaries. If you've been following my channel for the past few months, then you're probably used to hearing my voice recorded with the Blue Yeti Nano. This will be the last video using that, as I've upgraded to the Rode NT1 5th generation, which should provide far better sound quality, and it's linked in the description if you want to go check it out. Either way, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.